Oh, man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is. Tuesday. Brewsday Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah! It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
See, I tapped that time. I'm still wearing beer. Damn it.
Yeah, well, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's the heat on these cans or something. I got a little bit of a splashback, too. It is Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. Downtown Blacksburg, I tell you what, with the heat that we've been getting, I was talking about it on the show yesterday because it was hot as hell in the Bear Studio, and sure enough, once again, we just don't have climate control in here, man. For those that don't, it's even worse than normal. Usually it's the Bear Studios bad because we have two exterior walls, but even just this side of the building, the AC is like not working now.
It's definitely not.
It's a tale of two halves. If you walk down the hall, the sales side, it's like an icy. Like it feels like you walk into a beer cooler, and then you walk back over here, and then you're going into hell.
The only thing I can think of, like to put it to a very extreme example, when you're climbing Everest, as I have done, never. There's a section where like you go from frigid temperatures to where the sun is just beating down on you, and all of a sudden it feels like an ambient like 70 degrees, and that's exactly what it feels like. Because down the hall, I'm cold. Here in the studio, sweating my balls off, man.
Roasting. Absolutely roasting. But to that, I'm glad that it's finally this time of the day because now we can cool off with a little bit of beer that I've been holding on to for, I guess it's been about a month and a half or so now, give or take. I went down to the Virginia Beach area, hit up Commonwealth Brewing, and I did bring back some beers for the show. So I just popped their Wapatolie, I believe, Wapatolie, which is a double dry hopped tropical IPA coming in at a nice 7.3%. And for those that don't know, Commonwealth Brewing Company in Virginia Beach. Yeah, Virginia Beach. Yeah. Did I already say that? Virginia Beach?
You did.
Okay, good.
I've been lucky enough. I'm very excited. I don't know whether or not you knew this when we were going through the beer fridge. I saw this. I was like, that's the one I want. Just purely based on the label. And if you're watching on video, there's this cool like swirling artifact going on, and it's called the Bougie hops. And it's got Nelson Sauvin, Pacific Jade, Moteca India Pale Ale, and 7.2% ABV. I'm very excited for this one.
It's
I
bougie.
think it's bougie, and it definitely smells it. So a little bit sprayed in my face while I was opening the can, and I've never been greeted like usually when things spray you in the face, like, oh God, oh, this is actually a little refreshing. It could just be that hot.
It could be the heat, but also, yeah, I mean, the aromatic feel you get from Commonwealth beer, a lot of them do have some great sense to it. So when you pop it, you pour it, you stick your nose in there, you're greeted with some nice,
like it just
some
smells
niceness.
so good. It's super hazy though.
Yeah, hazy's great. I mean, this is my bread and butter. Huck and I always talked about how Commonwealth is one of the best ones. So when I was going down that way, I made it a point to hit it up. We actually hit a few different breweries. We went to Commonwealth. I think that was actually the first one we went to. We did go to Ouzel Finch, which was awesome as well. We went to a cidery that was kind of weird because it was like, it felt like going to a house party like during Quad Fest or something. Okay, so this was, we went.
I know exactly what you're describing.
We went down there for, it was like St. Patty's Day weekend. So it was the weekend after St. Patty's Day, if I'm not mistaken. And we went because we did this, like a St. Patty's Day run. It was like I can't remember, like an 8K. So it's like a 5-mile run or something like that. Sponsored by Yingling. So it was really a cool run, man. Nice and flat. And then at the end, you're on the beach, and with each like race bib, you had 4 or 5 beers that you would get with it. Of course, it's Yingling, but they also had this new one that's like a lighter Yingling. I can't remember what it is. I could check on Tapped and it would probably tell me. But so I did it. Kirsty did it, and so did my brother. And my brother wasn't drinking, and Kirsty only liked sour. So I was just double fisting, just trying to take full advantage of these beer tags because, use or lose kind of a situation. But I did not, unfortunately, get to drink 15 beers on that beach.
You'd be hard pressed to try, but that's one of those. When my wife was pregnant with both our first and our second child, we did the Highlander 5K, not the marathon, because frankly, I don't have time for that. And they gave you drink tickets for those as well. And both times, of course,
nice.
She's carrying a child, so I got to drink for 2.
Yeah,
nice. I love that. Like, that's a spectacular addition, like a little reward treat for yourself at the end.
Well, usually it's a beer, but I was, and it figures that it was the time that I have 3 extra peoples and you get 5, like way more than I could consume. Otherwise, I would happily take each of their drink tickets and have 3 beers. But so that was cool. Actually, set 2 new personal records, fastest mile and fastest 5K. So I was proud of that. So I was drinking happily. And then, of course, we started and we hit other breweries and stuff. So what I was getting at was it was St. Patty's Day weekend. So the cidery that we go to, it's in just a huge house. And when you walk up, there was like just around the yard, there was like, the kind of makeshift, like you can't go outside of this zone with a beer like you would
Which
see
is
at
definitely
Quadfest back
Quadfest.
in the day. There was a guy at the not at the house, but to walk into the yard, there was a guy there checking IDs. And then
definitely didn't look official.
No, not at all. Yeah, just a guy standing there in a black T-shirt or whatever. And then you walk up, there's and it's just, you're in a house. There's stairs that go up, and, you walk to the left, there's like a bar. And then back, there's a bathroom with like a line of 5 girls waiting to pee. And it was just, and then out back they had cornhole, and it felt like a frat house. But it was, so that was kind of cool and interesting. But it was cider, so we just had like a cider and we carried on. But
no, I mean, do you have? I mean, because of course we both went to Bradford. Do you have any Quadfest stories that are just still stick in your brain to this day? Because I've got one, and it was right at the tail end of the Quadfest legacy.
I mean, there's a bunch really, but one of the things that really jumps out in my brain, and I'm sure because I have all of my cell phones, so I'm sure I still have this photo on my probably flip cell phone at the time. But usually throughout the weekend you'd go to a friend's house, maybe they'd have a keg or 2. That was pretty standard. But I remember going to my buddy's what was it? I'm trying to remember. Copper
Beach?
Not Copper Beach. Collegiate. I don't know. Wherever the hell it was. Can't even remember the name of it anymore, which is not surprising considering what would go on there. But I just took a picture of their kitchen because there was, and I'm pretty sure in the photo, I think I got them all in there, but I think they had 12 kegs ready to go for Quadfest. And that might have just been like, oh, here's day 1 or whatever. But I mean, that to me, that pretty much summed it up. Oh, and then, so the guy that lived there, this dude, Will, he had makeshift, because it was springtime. I guess Quadfest would have been like, if it was still a thing, I guess a couple weeks ago. Like usually it was around 420-ish, give or take. And he had the makeshift cut off jean shorts. But what he was doing was every hour on the hour, he had scissors and he would cut off another inch. So just as the day went on, his shorts just got shorter and shorter, and it was so ridiculous and hilarious. Of course, he kept once it got so short that the pockets were hanging out, left those, and there was just a lot of good times that come with Quadfest.
Now they're selling those at Old Navy for $100.
Yep, they're a relic.
I only ever had. I was a big person. I was kind of like Norm from Cheers. I would always just go to the party I knew. Everyone knew me there. It was easy. I didn't have to deal with any of that. What's the ratio? I could just walk in. I knew everybody. And I remember it was my junior year. My now wife and her roommate we went out for Quad Fest, and I was like, yeah, look, I'm not going to be able to help you find any parties because I've been going to the same party for all 3 years now at this point. So not going to be a huge help. And, of course, everywhere we went, it was one of those like, yeah, there's a long line for the keg. Went back to my buddy's house, and naturally, no long line for the keg. Got right in, cut the line. What little 4 people were there, we get to drink for free. But at the end of the night, on the way back to our apartments, it was from my wife. She said, I can't believe I shaved for this. So that was the last, and I think that was the last Quad Fest I remember actually happening, like to actually sort of take place. Of course, we were already, at that point, that was 2011. So things were kind of way winding down.
Yeah, every year it was
Cops
just less
everywhere.
and less and less and less. And yeah, I don't even know when the last potential even that they might have tried to call it that, but I don't think it's even been referenced or called. I bet the kids these days probably don't even know about it.
Oh,
right?
I would absolutely
maybe
imagine.
just heard about it like, oh yeah, that's definitely not a thing anymore. Sounds awesome, but
I think they've successfully squashed it. And I blame JMU with their whole deck party issue. I guess that was 2010 when they had to tear gas everyone. I think that's when Quadfest started to fall apart.
nah, I think it was dwindling even before then because I graduated in 2009 and it was already becoming less and less of a thing every year. So
It's because you left.
that's what it was. It was done all downhill from there. But nah, we could talk Quadfest. We could do a whole show about Quadfest.
I still miss those. It was nice to have no obligations. I just got class the next day. I can sit on a porch and drink.
Ah, those were the days. Those were the days. But I digress. Well, shoot. At this point, we might as well just untap these beers, and I can talk more about the breweries and stuff that we went to. Commonwealth Brewing Company, Virginia Beach. Delicious beers. And like I said, these have been sitting for a little while, but still pretty good. They're sweating like crazy because I don't even know. It's got to be at least 80 easily in the Bear Studio right now, which is frankly unbearable.
Boom.
No, that's when
Crickets.
I'll cricket myself on that one. But either this could be a Bud Light right now, and it would get a super high score for me. So obviously, with it being Commonwealth and actual like gnarly quality, double dry hopped tropical IPA. I'm smelling the can because I can't even think. It's so hot. It's just ridiculous. But the aroma's amazing. The lacing's fantastic. Honestly, I've had better beers from Commonwealth though, so I'm not going to give it a 5. But this is, like always, delicious and awesome. The can's fantastic. I really love their label. I did get a sticker or 2 with the label up there. I got that one up there. I got a shirt, which is sweet. I like this shirt. But I love their label. I wanted to just get a shirt or a hoodie or something with just their logo. Sorry.
Hoodie would have done you no good today.
Not today. I'm glad I didn't get the hoodie today. But, yeah, I'd say this is the Wapa Thule. I'm going to give it a 4.5. Good beer. But I expect a little bit more from Commonwealth, frankly.
4.5, still really, really solid. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. This bougie hops, I'm really struggling here with this. It's so damn delicious. And again, you mentioned weather may very well be a factor. I can't give it a 5. Just because of my relationship with Bell's and Two Hearted Ale. But it's damn near close. Lacing's beautiful. I love the fact that you can't see through it, and it's got texture to it.
Yeah, that's very hazy. Does it say it's hazy?
No, it doesn't. It just says it's an India Pale Ale.
Interesting.
No mention of hazy at all, but it definitely is.
Maybe just because all hazy IPAs are somewhat bougie, and this is just trying to go down that road.
It's probably right.
It's
there
definitely
in the name.
bougier than Bell's Two Hearted. That's for sure.
The smell, like the way it hits your nose, is just so beautiful. I'm gonna give it a 4.75. I want to give it a 5. It's not quite there yet for me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can maybe get there in the next round. I held back the other 2 that sounded really even better, believe it or not, than these. So we'll take a quick break. We'll play a song. We'll come back. We'll drink some more Commonwealth beer, and I'll tell you a little bit more, including the place that we went to eat that had maybe one of the best things. I'd never heard of it before, but it was so phenomenal that I just couldn't speak highly enough about it enough, and it was not enough because I wanted more. I just wanted to say enough one more time. So we'll take
not enough.
Hey, enough. Enough's enough. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll come back. Brewsday Tuesday continues right after this with some more Commonwealth beers on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.